Hey everyone, and welcome to the channel. Before we get into the books, I have just got to quickly say it is really windy outside, and I'm going to do my best to try to avoid wind noise and everything in this. This is actually worse wind noise than when I filmed outside last week. I have no idea why. So if there's some awkward cuts or anything like that, it's because I'm trying to save your ears. I'm not 100% sure how much is going to pick up on this microphone, but I did just want to mention that because it is bad outside right now. So with all that being said, let's go ahead and talk about what I read this week. And I did not finish anything. I am very, very close to finishing Fourth Wing. You can see I only got a little bit of this left. And me and my girlfriend are going to do a whole video of this together, so I don't want to say too much, but this is about what I expected. I can't say that it's a bad book, but I can't say it's a good book. I can't say that I'm hating my time, but I also can't say I'm enjoying my time. It is there's just some stuff in here where I'm like, oh, that's cool, and then something else will happen where it just like hurts me a little bit on the inside. My early thoughts, without like thinking about it too much, I mean, I am almost done with it, is this just feels like a YA book that was aged up slightly to fit some of the romance smutty elements into it. And like I said, I can't say that it's bad, but I also can't say that it's like the greatest thing I've ever read. So it has been a very interesting experience. I'm curious on what is going to happen here in the end. And so yeah, and like I said, me and my girlfriend, we're going to do a whole video together about it. So if you are really looking forward to that, keep your eye out on it. It'll probably come out sometime in March. But then we have to talk about this book again today, and that is The Fugitive Prince by Janny Wurts. And we have just got to say, this broke my brain a little bit. It's not even something like overly important to this book, but the entire time I've been reading the series, I have felt that there is a lot more going on than that we know. And to be 4 books into a series, you would think that you really are starting to figure things out, that you are getting to know everything that's going on, specifically, and when I'm saying this, I'm talking about specifically like the world and the world building and all of this stuff. And there was a sentence or like a paragraph in here that I read that just makes me rethink so much of this world and the people in it and where the story might go. And obviously it's a massive spoiler. I can't really say what it is, but what I can say is that it really broke my brain. I read the sentence and then I reread it and then I reread it again and I reread it again and I reread it again because I just couldn't believe that what it said, because it just seemed, not possible isn't it, but it just opens up an element to the story that I didn't expect that we were going to get. I didn't think it was going to be something we were going to see. And I'm just really curious on what is going to happen. Now, obviously you can see I'm not super far. I'm about 25% of the way into this book, which is not nearly as far as I would like to be. And I'm hoping I can focus, once I finish Fourth Wing, I can focus a little bit more on this and really get through it. I have obviously really been enjoying it, but like, it's just crazy that to be 4 books into a series that I'm getting like these big monumental things that are making me shift the way I think about the series. And I think that's cool. It works both ways. Like, I don't want to know everything 4 books into an 11-book series, but I also thought I knew enough that I wasn't going to get this like giant thing that just blew my mind. And if you have read this book, let me know down below in the comments if you can think of what I'm talking about this early on in this book. I'd love to talk about it. I'm really excited to go and look at some like spoiler conversations for this once I'm done with it, because I just want to see what other people think about it and everything. So yeah, Janny Wurts, once again, just being great as always. And if you are curious about this series, there is a huge read along going on in BookTube right now with John over at Talking Story, and like a bunch of other people are involved and included. So if you want to like get into this and read it with people, there is a huge thing going on right now. And I highly recommend that you do, because I think this is a really great series that is still very underrated. But so with that being said, I will not finish this next week unless I just really sit down and read a whole lot of it. I will hopefully finish this by Tuesday, which leads me to my next reads, which are going to be the Desert Talon by Karen Lwoshi, which I'm pretty sure I'm saying that wrong, but that is the 2nd book in the Books of Isha series. And then I'm also going to be reading House of Change. This is the 4th Malazan book by Stephen Erickson. And yeah, so the Karen Lwoshi book, the Desert Talon, that is going to take me like a day to read. It's a very short novella length kind of book. I'm looking forward to that one. I really enjoyed the first one. And then obviously House of Chains is going to be another one that is going to take me a little bit longer. So I like that I am getting to it here at the end of a month, so I can kind of bleed into March a little bit, but hopefully I can finish it in March. At least that is going to be my goal. Sometimes the Malazan books definitely take me a little bit longer to read than I would like. But that is all of my novel reading. Let me know what you read down below in the comments, but let's go ahead and switch gears a little bit to manga, which is something I actually continued to do. So this is 2 weeks in a row where I have read a little bit of manga. I read one chapter of Dragon Ball Super, which I noticed went from being like 15 pages long to 30. So one chapter is really like 2 now for most like weekly manga. I don't know if Super went to a monthly release or something, and that's why it was a little bit longer. But I will say that chapter I read felt much more like Dragon Ball. We're in a tournament, as is usual with Dragon Ball, the Dragon Ball series, and we are in the tournament now. And as soon as we got to that point of it, things started to feel like Dragon Ball a little bit again for me, which was nice. I still have some mixed feelings about the series, learning some things about it that I have. Obviously, there are like movie tie-ins that you're supposed to watch to get like all of the context for the manga, which bothers me, and things like that. But I'm just going to power through, read the manga, and see what I think about it in the end. And then I did also continue reading Friend, and I only read 2 chapters of that. Once again, this thing is still just blowing up my top rankings when it comes to manga. I mean, it is... I don't know what's so special about it, how in 10-ish chapters it's able to affect me as much as it has. I talked a little bit about it last week. I think it's the reflection on time and like, you know, making sure you're not squandering the moments you're having in the present because you're worried about the future, some things like that. And it's just one of those series that I think is stuck with me quite a bit, and I have really enjoyed it. And we'll continue to read that one as well. I haven't really read any of the other things that I kind of dabble in here and there. And what I think I'm going to do is try to finish Dragon Ball Super and Frennen as my 2 primary reads, and then I'll pick up 2 other ones because I like to have 2 manga, which is weird. I don't like really enjoy reading 2 books at the same time in the same way. Like 1 physical book, 1 audiobook is fine, but like reading physically 2 books kind of messes with me. But for whatever reason, I like to have more than 1 manga. I like to go back and forth between both of them. So that is going to be the plan there. And then maybe I'll like focus on One Piece after. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see what happens there. Then quickly, what I watched this week. I didn't really watch a whole lot. Work's been busy, so I have not spent too much time watching anything, but I have continued to watch Celebrity Jeopardy. Always a good time. Big Jeopardy fan. And then Reba is, you know, like I said last week, not going to be like a new all-time favorite, but it is a fun show to just kind of look back and see some of the things that are going on. And, you know, it does make me laugh. So I think that's all you can really ask for in like a sitcom like that, that even though it kind of sometimes, less now, but in the beginning, you know, it kind of is handling a heavy topic and stuff. It is funny, and you know, I enjoyed my time with it enough. And so then let's quickly talk about what happened on the channel this week. Speaking of my girlfriend, we did a video together. We talked about why we love reading. Every Valentine's Day for the past, well, I guess for the 2 Valentine's Days I've been making videos. She's joined me for a video, and she is going to be in a couple more videos. Like I already mentioned, the 4th wing one. She is very close to being finished with The Hero of Ages, so we'll probably have a discussion on the first Mistborn era and see what she thought about it and everything. And who knows, there will be other videos I'm sure she's a part of here and there. But that was a lot of fun. It's always fun filming a video with her. And she wanted me to put in some of the bloopers we had, but I'm not really a bloopers person, but we had, we definitely had some fun filming that video. And then I was also over on Jake's channel over at Nerd Level Rising. He, in his, you know, like chatting with booktubers kind of series that he does over there. And it was a lot of fun. You know, we've been in a couple other discussions together. And so it was nice to sit down and just talk to him one-on-one. And I'm sure we could have kept talking for a lot longer if we needed to. So it was a good time, and I'm glad we finally got to do it. But that is all for me. Definitely let me know about your week down below in the comments. I'd love to chat with you down there. But as always, remember, read what you want when you want.